So, new article in The Atlantic, the magazine, not the ocean, mocks a proposed agenda for a Romney administration had he won. But in the face of the IRS scandals, the DOJ, the Benghazi cover-up, high unemployment, it's the writer who comes off the fool. A Romney White House should make us wonder, what if, not ha-ha. Take this Harris poll, which shows overall happiness down versus 2008 in all groups except blacks, where the 1% bump is tragic given the historic election. Happiness dropped among minorities and young folks in the last 2 years. These are groups that Obama swore to help, which goes to show leading through factionalism only hurts factions. The factions you soothed with soaring rhetoric. You got them into bed, but you didn't perform. Ugh. But if one leads all of America instead, then happiness would be like those proverbial boats in a rising tide, up. Instead, class warfare lowers all boats, for one cannot be happy and envious simultaneously. Since the recession, wealth among Americans is down 55%. Meanwhile, the group that Obama hates, the rich, got richer. The stock market's on fire. Only Obama can make progressivism the party of the rich. And yeah, one other group got fat from Obama's reign. That's the government. Everyone else got their pockets cleaned, which is why a writer mocking a Romney term is really mocking the millions of Americans who lost their savings, their jobs, and their dreams. So laugh at what could have been as we pay the price for what really is, a decline that makes the malaise of the 70s seem like happy days, while Obama and Biden remind us of how much we miss Lenny and Squiggy.
I love them.
Lenny and Squiggy, they were great for a while. They had a brief show. So, Kimberly.
Oh, I knew it.
Maybe
Lenny and Squiggy.
Maybe President Obama did unify the country by making everybody miserable.
Well, but you're right in a way, because that's what you do. You corral everyone together, say, this is so bad, and it's going to be even worse if this guy gets in. Stay with me. I understand you. I can relate to you. I'm going to make it better. Stay with me. You've come this far. We just need a little more time, and it's going to get better. You want to believe in the investment that you made, right?
Yeah.
So that's what he did. It was like the discontent, and then he got them all. He got them to swell together to support him.
Bob, why are these groups so unhappy, the groups that were mentioned in this survey?
Because we've been through a very big recession, and the country is not working well. The jobs are not there. The people view government and Congress at their all-time lows. Of course people aren't happy, except for those who make a lot of money. Well, it's not. I defy you to prove that it's Obama's fault.
No, but are you going to say that he has nothing to do with it at a certain point?
I think could they done some other things that have made that recession better or less painful? Maybe so. But I'm saying that this is not unusual. Why is anybody surprised, given the circumstances we're faced with here, that people would be happy? I mean, the happy people are people who do make a whole lot of money, tend to be better off and have a future retirement that's secured. These people do not. So I'm not at all surprised.
Who's in charge of that retirement right now?
I don't know.
The government. Eric,
in charge of what?
Of the retirement.
Not wealthy people.
Well, I'm talking about Social Security. Oh. No wonder people
are worried about Social Security.
I think I figured it out. Barack Obama promised Joe the plumber he was going to spread the wealth, but he also promised, in not direct terms, he was going to spread the happy.
Yeah.
So people who are capitalists, making money, working hard, paying their taxes, well, they were happy. And the people who were on entitlement programs were kind of happy, but not happy enough.
Yeah.
So he decided to take some of the happiness of the workers and give it to the entitlement class to spread the happiness around them.
Yes.
And they all thought they were going to get Obama phones, but it didn't happen.
And you know what makes people happy is big parties. So the big parties with Beyonce and Jay-Z, that should have made everybody happy because he was having a good time, Dana. What do you make of this? Oh, people over 50 are happiest, and you're, what, almost, no, I'm kidding. Why is it that older people are happier than younger people?
Well, it could be because if you look at the unemployment rate for the younger people, they're saddled with student debt.
Right.
Their employment prospects aren't great. The numbers of people that are young, graduating from college and now living back at home, like nothing that they thought was going to happen in their life is happening yet. And now it could in the future, but it's basically a lost decade of things. I'm sorry, I'm looking at Bob because we're pointing at Bob.
He raised his hand.
Bob, you raise your hand?
Yes, he raised his hand.
Didn't want to interrupt. I would say I'm over 50, and I am happy most days, except a few times on
But that's
the show.
Not about money.
No, it's not. It's
mostly
a state
happy,
of mind,
except 5 to 6.
But I think you're right. I think there are a lot of people, particularly college graduates, who are unhappy because they didn't get their expectations met. But there is generally in this country I hate to use the word malaise that my former boss used, but there is. Look, how many people in this country can tell you about what's going on? You wonder why there's not such a reaction to these scandals in Benghazi.
True.
Because people do not check in with it. They've dropped out.
I think Bob is dead right on that. And
people are bummed.
Yeah, but you know what it is?
And it's freezing in
It's
here.
kind of reassuring, right? Because what if everybody was happy when things were going bad? That's insanity.
I think that they do this poll every year. They get a bunch of PR from it. Contentedness is probably a better measure of people's state of mind than happiness, because happiness is weird to define. You can't be happy all the time. You're not supposed to be happy all the time.
I am happy constantly.
Oh, I can tell.
Not
you
really.
sure are.
It's a combination of medications.
If that's the definition of happiness, the Prozac sales will plummet in America.
All right.